portrait of a killer. The bacteria, Salmonella typhus, enlarged 140,000 times. The story of Typhoid Mary, the woman who spent years spreading this killer and terrifying America, will be the first stop on our journey into the strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. Twirl and twist with the best rope jumpers in the world. Climb out of the water with an amazing Florida fish that walks. Mix gunpowder with imagination to light up the sky in Mexico. Join an explorer who risked his life to find a lost biblical city. Discover the amazing results of experimental animal breeding in China. Soar through the wild blue yonder to compete for a $100,000 prize. Take a precarious climb to discover hidden evidence of a vanished American civilization. Explore a future world to see what frightening surprises nature may have in store. Blast away with demolition experts who create instant rubble. The strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. These are the kinds of subjects a man named Robert L. Ripley challenged us to
believe it or not.
Disease can be carried by flies, or mosquitoes, or rats, or by even the most loving of household pets. But disease can also be transmitted by humans. A man or a woman can seem perfectly healthy and still be a living carrier of death. Back in 1906, a woman named Mary Mallon came to work as a cook in a home near New York City. No one, including Mary herself, realized that death followed wherever she went. However, she became a suspect when various people she served came down with the dreaded disease, typhoid fever. Tests confirmed the health department's worst fears. Mary herself wasn't sick, but she carried the deadly typhoid germs and spread them wherever she went. She was a one-woman epidemic, teeming with infection. Rejecting explanations, Mary refused to believe she had caused any deaths at all or even made anyone ill. When the newspapers learned about Mary, cartoons appeared showing her making typhoid pancakes. As Typhoid Mary, she became a national celebrity, a frightening symbol of disease and disaster. Despite all the germs she carried around in her, however, Mary was in robust, good health. The one thing she wouldn't let the doctors do was to cut her open, to remove her gallbladder in an effort to eliminate a possible source of typhoid germs. She retained an attorney, and the doctors had to let her go. She promised that she'd come back for regular checkups and never work as a cook again. She didn't keep either promise. 5 years passed. Then, in 1915, Mary returned to public attention in the worst possible way. Once again, she was working in the kitchen, and this time, the kitchen was in a hospital. When 25 people on the staff of the same hospital suddenly came down with typhoid, health department officials had a pretty good idea where to find her. 2 victims of her cooking died, and nobody knows how many others she may have infected during the 5 years she had been on the loose in the kitchens of the city. But this time, city officials were not going to take any more chances. They put Mary away permanently. By court order, Mary was confined to an isolated hospital on an island in New York's East River. At first, understandably bitter, she eventually accepted her strange fate with dignity and grace. This, Salmonella typhus, the killer bacillus, continued to infest Mary without making her ill until November the 11th, 1938. On that day, at the age of 70, she died of a stroke that had nothing to do with typhoid fever. Today, of course, modern medicine has less extreme ways of dealing with typhoid carriers. But the fact remains that Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary, who never meant to harm anyone, had endured one of the longest hospital stays in history, a total of over 26 years. Believe it or not.